Hey, y'all, hey, it's your girl, Nay, and yes, I am comfy in my bed. All right, let's start off by saying that I do love this movie. It was 10 out of 10, and it's on Netflix, right? I was super excited to see it because Millie Bobby Brown has been consistent when it comes to her acting, and that's in Enola Holmes, as well as 1 and 2, as well as Stranger Things, and now in Damsel. I feel like 14 and older can watch this depending on what you allow your children to watch. It is fantasy. It doesn't have any really sensual parts in it. So yeah. So before we start, the graphic designs, I really didn't like it that much. I see that people are starting to use AI a lot more. And I hate that. Like, let's bring graphic design back. I know it may be easier for you, but you can tell. And it's not that great. I'm just being honest. So I wanted to deduct the point, but it ain't no point system with me. It's just like a 10 out of 10 movie. Love the plot, love the acting. However, the AI, I just really didn't like. It was just like, ugh, it was giving no for me. Also, I love Angela Down, but her accent threw me off. It was still like, girl, what's going on? But I love Angela, and I love the diversity in here. I'm going to bring that up again. Again, I didn't know this was about dragons, but I was so excited because I love things of that nature, like knights, dragons, kingdoms. It was just like, yes, give this all to me. Give it all to me. Okay. Okay. So I want to first by starting out, like saying that again, this was in a, back in the day time where I guess they used to sell their daughters for fortune. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? I'm not even trying to be funny, but I hated how her dad in the beginning tried to gaslight her. Actually, before I start, this is spoilers. And I'm going to probably put that in the beginning when I edit too. Like, there's spoilers in here. So I hated how her dad tried to gaslight her in the beginning and didn't take accountability and made Millie, aka LOD, feel like she had to be accountable for the whole kingdom. Like, you're the adult, that's a child, And again, I know that back in the day they had like different, rules with a child turning a certain age, but doesn't make it right. I was like, girl, what the hell? So he tried to gaslight her like from the beginning. He was like, oh, this man has ships and he has gold and he has da 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 da. And then she looking at him like, okay, so what are you saying? Okay, you trying to sell my dussy off? Like, what is this about? But she still was like, okay, all right, Pops, I got you. You know what I mean? So we get a look at the kingdom, and I was like, period diversity. It was so good. Whoever did this casting did an amazing job. We were like, period. They had gold up the woozah, but baby, that's just the beginning. So then we definitely understood her concern. She was nervous throughout the whole thing, but there was a touching moment when they met one another and they were strolling. But we're going to come back to that, and we're going to visit every single space because everything comes back to play. You have to like play it back in your head. Like, oh my God, this happened. Oh my God, this happened. And it's just, I'm sorry. This movie they did their thing. I also love that Millie Bobby Brown always plays these women that are not in distress. She's like, yeah, I'm going to save myself. What does Cheetah Girl say? I'm going to save myself. I ain't going to be like Cinderella, honey. I am going to do what I need to do. And she's always smart and witty, and I appreciate that. And if I was an actress, that's the type of roles I want to, And I would like to say the actor that played the prince, he had such a sweet face. And I'm going to put his name right here when I edit, but he had such a really beautiful, sweet face. And I was like, oh, no wonder he's a manipulator. And he would get anybody, right? So there was this part where Angela, like, she went to talk to the queen, and it was foreshadowing. However, it came off classist. Everybody know a bougie woman that'd be like, we're not gonna be family. Oh, we're not gonna be that close. And then she brought up her past, like her daddy was like a I don't know, like a rope maker. And she was like, yeah, you're not on my level. And I was like, I want to slap your face off. I want to slap your face off. But yeah. And from there, it was just like, she's giving classes, but I think it was a really big foreshadowing space. Like, okay, why did she say they're not going to be family? So then Angela goes in. Angela goes in and goes, yeah, girl, I don't think you should marry him. And right there, like, my brain is turning. And I'm like, why would she say that? Is it because she was classist towards her? But then it was just like, no, like, let's listen to our sisters, all right? Proud to the people, y'all. Let's listen to, if you got a black friend and they say don't go somewhere, don't go somewhere. Okay. I love how Elodie defended her stepmother too. Like, regardless if they, like, she was a little bit overbearing. I ain't gonna lie. Angela as a stepmom, she was overbearing, but I feel like she meant well, but also she was greedy as well. However, I feel like the stepmother, even though she's playing the stepmother, I feel like there's this space where she's like, no, I'm doing this because I care. And maybe she was never a stepmother before. Right. So fast forward, they get married, which I still think that she shouldn't have got married, obviously, but like she got married. And then there was this part where he goes, we're going to pay homage to my ancestors right after the wedding. In my head, me and my daughter are like, okay, can't that wait? Like, not in a mean way. Like, not, I love my ancestors too, but like, not in a mean way, but like, can't that wait? Like, we just got married. I just said bye to my family. Where's the honeymoon? Like, why am I why am I paying homage to your ancestors? But I'm like, is she respectful? So then we get up to the mountain and baby, who the hell is these people? Right there would have been my freaking red flag. Like, nah, I gotta turn my little booty around, honey. Like, I can't, I was gonna say my black ass around. Like, ain't no way. I am not playing these games. I'm like, no, this is some cult shit. I am not doing it. Turn around. But the thing that made me mad the most, let me not jump ahead. The thing that made me mad the most is gonna come up, right? So Elodie, they cutting hands and stuff. Like, this look like the Illuminati. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they cutting hands, they doing rituals. And I'm like, okay, what's going on? I'm scared. Like, and then they put the hands over and she's still thinking like, oh, well, I guess this is what she had to do. The royalty, we gonna do what I gotta do. He's like, okay, let me carry you over. Tell me why he tossed this girl over the goddamn bridge. I said, God damn. He said, whoop. He tossed her. And this, all the while, her dad knew. Her dad knew. Because, like, let's break it down. Her stepmother did have the idea, right? Where she was like, we're not going to be family. There's no need for us to, be close, right? It's not a necessity because they never planned on being close because Elodie, aka Millie, was a sacrifice. So it was like, what? And then her stepmother tried to warn her. That's that woman's intuition. I'm telling you, women just have this ding, ding, ding. Listen to it, ladies. Please. Please. Also, something I didn't mention on purpose in the beginning is when she had that simple, like, little, like, transaction with that girl and she smiled at her right before, that girl was the sacrifice as well. All right. Like, that little interaction, she smiled. She was getting married to her. Like, the prince was getting married to her as well. And she was one of the sacrifices. Also, Millie was one of the sacrifices, aka Elodie. But they didn't know that. They were just wondering, like, who's this? Who's this? But that simple interaction meant a lot. Like, I was like, oh my God. But that girl didn't make it, girl. Also, remember, this brings me back when they were walking and he said, wow, you're so strong. Like, you're not like a damsel like the other ones. And I was like, what you mean by that? Like, I'm like, what you mean by that? He's like, oh, you're not a damsel in distress like your letters stated. And she was like, oh, that was just my sister. And that was my stepmom. That wasn't really me because she's very witty and she's very educated. She's very strong. And even in the end of the movie, the stepmother was like, oh, I knew she was going to be trouble because, yes, she's a strong woman, right? So she had this realization that she was the sacrifice. Also, I noticed that they was feeding the girls, right? So when Millie came in, she was eating. Typical Pisces. Y'all always eating. I love y'all though. But, right? She was eating to fatten them up, to be juicy. Sorry, y'all. The cars is going by. To be juicy for the dragon. And I put the pictures up, y'all, when I'm editing. And I said, oh, snap. Like, if you just keep rewinding it, you just keep on finding more clues and more foreshadowing. And I just felt like that was just awesome. Also, when we are first introduced to the dragon, he says, royalty betrays you. It's in your blood. And it wasn't in your blood because guess what? What she mentioned at the end, but when we're continuing to watch it, we're like, hello, it's not mixed in her blood. They did the ritual where they cut the hand and they mixed the blood. But I was like, shady? Oh my God. Now, she escaped the dragon and she burnt her foot. And then she found some bugs. They were like magical bugs. So like they came in handy, which I was like, okay, that's awesome. And they are also like throughout the cave, like they bring light and things of that nature. She made a lantern out of them. And I saw that she was extremely savvy. So again, I feel like they underestimated her. She was drinking the icicles. Moving forward, then the dragon came back for Millie again. She kept popping up, like, and I know she had a reason to be mad because we're gonna bring that up, but like she kept popping up and she scared me like tremendously. I was like, ew. Like, I understand dragons are supposed to be like lizardy and stuff, and I grew up on dragon tales, but that dragon was ugly, honey. The dragon came back for Millie. She ran to a safe haven where she discovers that the bugs are magical and they can also heal. But also she had a dream of the girls prior, especially the one Victoria who helped her. Victoria left her a map and the other girls left her a map. So I thought that was great. And then she discovers like the Crystal Mountain where she escapes, sorta, right? Now, side note, I wanted to bring this up because I'm a spiritual girly. Now, if you're a spiritual girly, the crystals in the movie were a clear quartz. And clear quartz represent master healer and is known to the ability to clear the mind of negativity and enhance a higher spiritual. Now, I thought this was so clever because they put that in plain sight. Also, Millie is a Pisces sun, and Pisces sun, moon, and risings are really big and connected to Neptune. So they dream and they can receive messages, which she did, which I was like, eat down, writers. Eat down, writers. Yeah. And I also found it ironic. This drops in Pisces season, also Women's Month. And I also found it so funny because last weekend when it dropped, it was a Pisces new moon. I love this. I live for stuff like this. Anyway, moving on. I like how they kind of they didn't make it like cliche either. Like as soon as we thought she was going to escape and there was going to be this space of happiness, baby, it was not. Like she just kept, not in a mean way, she just kept hitting challenges. Like I'm like, dang. We thinking she's getting out of the cave. She's not getting out of the cave. They're like, oh, she's just like, damn. Like, what am I going to do? She starts crying, but then her daddy shows up. And the reason why I have something against that, I'm like, your dad shows up because he felt guilty, but he knew that you were a sacrifice for all that gold. He knew. And I'm like, what are you doing here? You know what I'm saying? He said, oh, I thought you meant good for the people. I thought, please. He's like, forgive me. I'm like, forgive your damn self. Because you're going to hell. Like, no, it's no way. Like, you thought I was going to forgive you and you sold me off to unalive, okay, to die for gold for your people, and I'm your kin. You can't even trust your daddy? That pissed me off so bad, girl. The way I scrumped, scrimdiddly-umped. I was so mad. Like, I was so mad. Like, but from the beginning, I said, he's money hungry. Like, the fact that he was like, oh, he has gold, he has ships, he has this, he has that. And also, we already knew he was up to something because Angela was like, aka stepmother, she was like, yo, what's going on? He was like, I didn't make a bad deal. And then he grabbed her. He's like, nothing's wrong. Everything was wrong. And at that moment, we knew what type of person he was. And it was still like, I still don't feel like he really told her until they got back to the kingdom. And that's the reason why they came back for her. Because she probably was like, how could you do this to your child? How you going to do that to the baby? You know what I'm saying? Then moving on to in the movie, we figure out why the dragon's so mad. You know that sound? Maybe I don't know the sound on TikTok. It was like, what did you do to make him that mad? Like, yes, that was with the dragon. They kill her daughters. Okay, that's why she don't like y'all. Like, of course, I would be mad too if you kill my daughters. God forbid. Hello. Like, So the king, unprovoked, just killed her kids. Like, it was no reason. He just was like, fine day to kill 3 baby dragons. Yeah. Like, what? Honey. Nasty. Disgusting. Yeah. So he killed them. And later on, we find that out, right? So the dragon and her, Millie, aka LOD, she just had this femme fatale like moment where she's just like, yeah, I'm gonna cut my hair. They don't know what it is. Da 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 da. And it's because she stole her sister. Like, because they were like, okay, well, since we can't get her, we need to get somebody to do the prophecy. But little did they know their prophecy would never be done, because Mama Dragon was always gonna be mad that y'all killed her daughters. So they got into a fight. She tried to burn Ellie's titties off. It was crazy. Like, I don't want to tell y'all the rest of the movie. I want y'all to watch it. However, because I did tell you most of the movie, I want y'all to watch the ending. It is a happy ending. Okay. I'm going to put up the little happy ending right here. I want you guys to watch it fully. And I want you guys to tell me what you guys think about it. A lot of people have watched it from my TikTok. They have watched it, and I hope that you guys enjoy the movie. Even though I told you parts of it, I think that there's going to be little spaces where they all need to just fill in, and you need to just watch the excitement for yourself if you didn't watch it already. And if you did watch it, please tell me what you thought down below. Okay. I hope you guys have a good day. I hope you guys like the review, and slay the day away, and bye.